Very good morning. And today we'll continue with our next topic. In the last week, we have come across many things with respect to Java that's about a constructor and static, especially. Very important concept what we learned in the last class that's about static. If somebody define like ask the question like define static, what is static in Java, then you should reply back like static is a variable, static is a method, static is a block. Is it not? That's what you have to tell. And along with that, I also concluded like static you can use with respect to class. That is also there. And in detail about that, that I'll take separately. It is not actually included in your syllabus, but anyway, I'll teach you about how to make static class also. Okay, so anyway, I will start today's discussion and just I'll share the presentation. Uh, you are observing the blank screen. Just I'll start with one story. Let us consider uh, one of your classmate who is very obedient, okay, who always do the task. That means in every class, such a person, such students will be there, no? Will not delay in anything, okay? Who is up to date about uh, writing the assignment, okay? Let us consider. mm, now the normally you are getting more assignments in each subject. You are getting the assignment, is it not? All these things will be there, okay. Let us consider is our obedient student will write always the particular assignment. And we are also having another classmate, okay, who is also intelligent girl, who also mm, always writes the assignment first, okay. And see, let us consider the interaction between these two people who are uh, very good obedient students. And let us take this particular example for our discussion, okay. See, normally what happens in every subject, you used to get the assignment, and you have to write so many things and so many different types of assignment, and everything you have to do from the scratch means it is a tedious process, is it not? So, what normally they used to do, you will write first the assignment one, okay? You will write the assignment one, and as I told, she is very intelligent, and she will not write the assignment one, and she will write the assignment two. Okay, and what that means, every assignment you have to search so many books to write. Let us consider like that. Okay, it is not like the assignment which you can copy from the textbook directly like that. Okay, so to write this assignment, he has to search so many books, and he will write. To write this assignment, she has to search so many books and she has to write. Every student has to write all the assignments. So what she will do, you will not worry. Okay, you will just write one assignment and you will keep quiet. But she, as she is intelligent, what she will do, she will not search for the assignment one. She already knows that he will write. Okay, because she is having that knowledge. He will write first. So what she will do, she will borrow this particular assignment from him. Okay. Anyway, she is already with assignment two. So now she got both the assignment one as well as assignment two. Okay. And now Gunda is sitting in between who never will write anything. Okay, but he has to submit the assignment. So what he will do? Because he searched so many books, but he is not getting any answer. Okay, so it's easy task for him uh, to copy the assignment because he knows her well, very well, and he knows that she will write all the assignments. So he will call her and he will get the information from her. So now what happens? Okay, he got. He will communicate with her, and she will submit. She is very good girl, and she will give all her assignment to our Gunda. So Gunda will not write any assignment, but he just submit the assignment what he get from her. Okay, that means he got both the assignment one as well as assignment two. That is one scenario, okay, where he will not write, okay, and he can spend his precious time for some other purpose, okay, chatting or watching movies or something like that. So why to waste the time in searching for the assignment? It is very easy, is it not? Because anyway he knows that she will write. Why to search? Is it not? Directly he got assignment one and assignment two. Okay, and you'll spend see don't Gandam or Gunda because he's busy in doing the project. Okay, instead of wasting the time on writing the assignment, he's busy in utilizing his time on very that means to boost his performance is in project. Okay, so that's what happened here. That means instead of writing that same assignment once again, searching in the book, directly can take that from somebody who already written. Is it not? That's what reusability. Okay, that's what reusability. Why to waste the time? Directly you take that from her and reuse. You can do like this, okay, or he can do like he will take from assignment 1 from him and assignment 2 from her, okay, that also he can do. Anyway, when you are doing that, finally we don't know who is the original writer of this assignment. That task is also there. Okay, so that is what the property of inheritance. Okay. Today we are discussing inheritance in Java. You already discussed this object-oriented principle. Okay, in even anyway, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance, the three fundamental concepts of object-oriented uh, mm, technologies. Is it not? Object-oriented principles, what we are defining, and in that inheritance is also one important factor. All the object-oriented languages supports this, but it's special in Java because Java identified some problem, like as I told earlier itself, like see the person one and person two, and this person always depending on these people. Assignment writer 1, assignment writer 2, okay, and he will not write anything on, because as I told earlier, assignment 2 she will not write one, but she takes the help from this person and she's having both. Okay, but this person who will not write anything, but he always depends on this person and this person to get the work done. Okay, and what happens finally, like that, so many people, okay, another people, another person who is depending on him, okay, he's also friend with him, so he will take the help. And another girl, okay, she is friend of him, she will take the help from him, she also interacting with this, at least she will get the assignment too, like that, so many things. Okay, another person who is friend of this girl and this person, that is also possible. See, inheritance means this. Okay, you will not write your own, you are always depending on other, because more reusability. Is it not? Reusability means that, but more reusability leads to problem. As I told, let us consider in this scenario itself, by mistake, he introduced some extra point. I am observing your test also this problem. Okay, somebody introduced it, instead of writing 97, they have written 9.7. So that is transmitted to all. She is intelligent, she made the correction. She made 97. Okay, but as it is directly he copied and he submitted, so he got 99.7 itself, and he also got 9.7 itself, and at least she got 97 because she copied from me. See, somewhere that is modified and some wrong data transmitted. So that is what the problem with reusability that leads to the problem. That is what observed in Java. Okay, because if you more depending on somebody, it may create problem. That's what identified in inheritance in Java. Okay, so that particular concept is called coupling and cohesion. You please remember this as additional knowledge. Coupling and cohesion, that means internally you should depend, okay, but externally there should be a thin interaction between different entities. It is called coupling and cohesion. Anyway, that is not our discussion today. Anyway, you please remember, inheritance may create a problem if it is more dependent. So, what are different types of inheritance? See, single inheritance. That means class A, class B. Only our first boy and girl. There is a interaction, and she copies assignment one from him. And that's what single inheritance. Multi-level. See, class A, from that she will take the assignment. Class C, Gunda, you will take from her only. Okay, you don't know. Assignment is written by A also, because whatever B is having, he will get. That is called multi-level. Hierarchical. See, assignment is written by she will take and he will also take. Okay, so that is what another type. That is, these all are the types of inheritance. Okay, single level, multi-level, hierarchical, like that. Okay, so this is what how the inheritance is dealt. So inheritance means they will not write the code once again. It is already written, and that itself they will take. That is what the concept. Okay, because C will take from B, B will take from A. Okay, if C is in touch with A, means directly from A also he can take. That's what happening here. That's what hierarchical. So these are types of inheritance. So how to do this in programming? That is what our discussion today. As I told, reusability, how to adapt reusability, that we will see. Overall, the definition of inheritance is one object acquires the property of another object. Okay, so that's what happening here. This is the property of one object, and the second object will acquire the property of this object. That is what the definition of inheritance. Now, see, let us consider one class A, which contains, class A means first boy who will write the assignment subject. Okay, he will claim it's non bardidu. Okay, class A contains one method, and class B who writes assignment 2. Okay, she will tell it is written by me, non bardidu. Okay, now she's having only assignment 2, she written, and he written assignment 1. Now she wanted to take that from A. What she has to do? She will inherit. She has to inherit. Okay, she should acquire this object property. Is it not? That concept is called inherit. So how to do inheritance in Java? Extends. There is a keyword extends for the class. Okay, extends is a keyword which will do the inheritance. Extends. What it should extend? It should extend A. Okay, see this now. Class B extends A. That means all the properties of A is transmitted to B. Now, see we are having another class, okay, class where we are writing public static void main. See, if I create object of type B, see, you can create both object of type A, I'll write, okay, let's consider object one, and I'll also write object of type B, okay, see this. See, using B's object, if I write ob2 dot assignment dot subject to, is it not? This will invoke. And if I write ob2 dot assignment underscore subject one, then this also will be invoked. Okay, so B is sufficient. Okay, this is not required. See, this is not required. Only B subject is sufficient because it will inherit all the particular variables, methods inside A into B. That's what inheritance. How we are telling it is inherited? Because we written extends A. So when you created object of type B, using that object, it is possible to invoke this method as well as that method. Okay, and that's how inheritance you are performing. Yeah, let us consider if I am writing a subject. Okay, if I create a subject, what is possible? ob1 dot assignment underscore sub 1, that you can invoke, but not this. It is not possible to invoke this. Okay, because I created a subject. A subject is limited to this itself. B means it is having both class A's method as well as class B's method. Is it clear how to do the inheritance? Many things you should learn in inheritance. Okay, first one is this. Using object of type B, it is possible to use all the particular properties of the class which it is inherited. Like that, I'll show you. See, we declared one variable inside in the default. Okay, I not specified anything public or private. Okay, int a is equal to 9. Is it possible to use inside class B? Yes, it will not give any error. You can write plus a. So what you defined here, that you can access. See, it is not defined inside the class. Normally it will not allow, is it not? But when you inherit it, because if you're not having this extends a, it is an error because a is unknown. Okay, but as it is extends, it is possible to use that particular variable. But if you make it private, it is not possible. Okay, if you make this particular variable private, it is not possible to call in separate class, even though it is extending. Okay, all that things we'll discuss separately. Okay, inside the package. Anyway, it's for your knowledge. You in advance, I am telling. If you make it private, it is only to this class itself. Even it is extend, it is not possible to use that. Okay, so that's how, like whatever you declared inside the class, okay, that is accessible to that extended class. Okay, that's what inheritance. This is called superclass. Normally when you are terming superclass, it is subclass. Subclass will inherit from the base class, that is called superclass. So that's what the definition. And when you are discussing this, one more information, that is, let us see one example. As I told, class A return the assignment and class C return another assignment. Okay, now class B, let us consider And now this is the boy who written assignment 1, and this is the girl who written assignment 2. As I told earlier, our Gunda, he will not take the assignment from her directly, okay, because he is hesitating to ask all the assignments what she has written, okay. So he thinks that, okay, I'll ask assignment 2 from her, and assignment from 1 from the friend, what that is A. So what he will do, he will do like this: extends A, comma C. Instead of writing only extend C, okay, you will write extend A, comma C, which is possible in C++. Okay. Let us see what happens in Java. Java tells that it is not possible to extend more than one class. Okay. That is what I told. Okay, reusability, okay. But reusability, Java is restricting. That concept is called multiple inheritance. No multiple inheritance in Java. As I told, Java is not famous for, Java is famous for what it is not having rather than what it has. Java is not having multiple inheritance. As I told, multiple inheritance means that diagram what I written, I'll take from these two, and this will be transferred from this, and this will be transferred to another, like that. Okay, so many things. Okay, and you will consider all these properties to another. This is multiple inheritance, which is not allowed in Java. Very important, okay, because as you are a learner of C++, you please remember C++ supports multiple inheritance, but Java will not support multiple inheritance. You can't extend more than one class. Is it clear? So please note, you can't extend, it is not possible to extend more than one class, because Java will not support multiple inheritance. Now we'll move to next example. As by observing, you know that we written one constructor, class A, and there we declared three variables: width, height, depth, and it is of type double. I written default constructor, and I'm passing three parameters to initialize local to instance variables. Okay, parameterizer constructor in class A. Let us take the example another class which extends A. Okay, class B which extends A. Class B which extends A. There we defined one more variable, weight. You know, like all width and height and depth is accessible from class B because it is inheriting class A. Along with that, it is having its own variable, that is weight. And once again, I return constructor of B, which takes four argument now, because already width, height, depth is available here. Width, height, depth is available along with the weight. Okay, so I'll take the parameterizer constructor and I am initializing width, height, depth. New one, that is weight. Okay, so this is how the constructor will be initialized in our extends class, that is inheritance. Now, in class, if you are passing the parameter class B object you are creating, and you are passing four variables, okay, because four values will be initialized. See, this is how the constructor initialization you can perform. All the variables what is defined in the superclass is accessible to subclass. Once again, you have to assign that variable here. Okay, if you are creating the object of type A, then passing three values are sufficient. Okay, but as we are passing to B, here four parameters are there, so you are passing four values. So this is how constructor you can use. Another concept about this is the stage where we have to discuss. That is, see, class A contains these variables and class B. Now, when you are creating object of type A, B type object you have created, let us consider A type object also. Okay, you know that when you are initializing, it is having all the OB1 is having the control of all the information in class A as well as all the information in class B. Is it not? OB1 means that itself. Class B object, that means it covers A also. That's why it looks like this. All the information B covers which belongs to A. Okay. And object 1 means it is pointing to both A and B. Object 2 I created of type A, which points to only A, the information in A. Now what I'll do, I'll assign the object like this. Look at that carefully. Okay. And when you are representing the value, okay, what we did is, just I'll focus, you just observe. What I did is, I assigned OB1 to OB2. What is OB1? OB1 is type of object B. OB2 is of type A. See this. That means the object having higher score, that is OB1, I am assigning to OB2. If you do like that, okay, the information what I wanted to transfer here is a superclass variable can reference a subclass object. Okay, that means superclass. That means now what happens? OB2 dot width is perfectly valid. OB2 dot height is valid. OB2 dot depth is valid. Okay, which is possible. Okay, superclass variable can reference a subclass object. You can do like this. You can refer superclass to subclass. But when you are using that, OB2 dot width is perfectly valid, OB2 dot height is perfectly valid, OB2 dot depth is perfectly valid. But it is not possible to call OB2 dot weight, even though it is some difficulty in this. See, OB2 dot weight, it is not possible, because even though you are assigned its scope of OB1, it is not as you are expecting. It accesses only those part of the object. Just I'll remove the height. It accesses only those parts of the subject defined by the superclass. See, your B type object you assign to our superclass, and it is having that limitation. It accesses only to that particular part of what actually this OB2 is referring. OB2 is referring to this particular part. Even though you assigned OB1, it is not possible to access this variable. Okay, so that is what important thing you should know. Even though it is inherited, but when you are referring that, okay, there is a limitation in that. That is what actually defined by the superclass. Now, another one that is called super. What is super? Super is a keyword. There are two users, very important question. Okay, super. Super is a keyword. Okay, super is a keyword. Where actually it is used? Using super to all superclass constructors to access the members of the same name in the superclass from subclass. There are two important information with respect to super. Using superclass constructor, and another one to access the members by the same name in the superclass from the subclass. So two concepts are here. First one about calling the constructor, and second one is how to differentiate the variable in superclass with subclass. And in detail about superclass, we will discuss in next class. Okay. Thank you. I think we'll finish the basics of inheritance in today's class. Thank you. Have a good day.